Here we have the white girl mecca, Starbucks, America's #1 provider of coffee addictions. Let's take a look at their menu. Numbering over 21,000 stores in the USA alone, it is easy to see that the brand is popular. But what makes it so much more popular than home-brewed coffee or coffee from places like McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts? We talked to a few people with self-diagnosed addiction to Starbucks coffee.
Oh yeah, I love Starbucks a lot.
How often do you go?
Not as often as I would want to because it's really expensive, but you know.
Have you ever had a negative experience with Starbucks?
One time when I went to the Galleria, I got a Frappuccino and it was just really bad and poorly made, so I made them redo it for me. But other than that, it's pretty good.
How would you describe your relationship with coffee?
I love coffee. It keeps me going during the day. I usually try to have coffee or tea in the morning because I have long hours at night, so I need coffee.
Where do you usually get your coffee from?
I guess I just brew it at home and take it along.
Have you ever had a bad experience at Starbucks?
Actually, I have pretty recently. I was needing a little pick-me-up, and so I went to Starbucks and ordered something called a double shot, thinking it was like a double shot of espresso or something. And then I started feeling kind of sick, and I hadn't eaten all day, and I was wondering why. I was kind of jittery, and so I talked to somebody who works there, and they told me that it was already almost a full cup of coffee mixed with 5 shots of espresso. So that was kind of deceptive, and I didn't realize it.
Abuse caffeine addiction. Deceive customers with false names, like the double shot having 5 shots of espresso in it rather than 2. Offering a point system that allows you to earn free drinks the more you buy their products. Offering a way to bring themselves into your household with their coffee beans. We also spoke to a few people that haven't quite joined the cult yet.
Do you go to Starbucks often?
No.
Why is that?
I don't really like coffee that much.
Okay. Do you get any drinks other than coffee at Starbucks when you do go?
Yeah, I once had a chai tea latte.
And how is that?
It was good, but not as good as, say, Bread Company.
How often do you go to the bread company?
Pretty often. There's one right in my neighborhood.
Where do you work?
I work for Panera Bread, known locally around here, St. Louis Bread Company.
And what do you think about the coffee sold there?
I've heard good things about the coffee. People like it. It's not freeze dried like Starbucks coffee. You know, it's fresh at least.
So you say Starbucks coffee is freeze dried?
That's what I've heard from someone who used to work there. Yeah. You know, they keep it all in the freezer, where ours, just kept naturally.
Our food may be frozen.
We decided to get an interview with an inside source, Stephen Lee.
Where do you work?
I work at Starbucks.
And what do you think of your product?
I think my product is the best product out there on the market.
Why is that?
Well, it's sold at a reasonable price for its quality.
And what would you say about the quality?
I would say it's the best quality out there. It has the best variety, has the best taste, and it's sold at a reasonable price.
We certainly can't deny the epidemic that is the Starbucks addiction, but we would like to get to the bottom of it.
Some people claim to have an addiction to Starbucks. What do you think about this?
Well, I wouldn't call it an addiction. I would just call it a high affection for it. And why wouldn't you have a high affection for it? It's the best coffee out there.
What would you say about the people who claim to need coffee,
Well,
namely Starbucks coffee, in order to get through the day?
Well, a significant portion of Americans need caffeine to keep their day going. And they might as well have Starbucks coffee since it is the best.
How would you describe the health of your product? The health factors.
The health factors. We have significant varieties of things that meet the customer's needs, such as things that do not contain peanuts, nuts, gluten, and they all taste pretty good.
What about the calories?
Well, all our calories are available on our Starbucks app, and if you have any questions, you can just refer to that.
How many calories are in a typical Frappuccino?
All you have to do is go to our Starbucks app and refer to that.
Stephen would not give us any nutrition information. He suggested we go find it online for ourselves, so we did. Coffee alone is not loaded with calories. A typical shot of espresso has 10, maybe 15 calories. It's once the sugars and dairy are added up that the calories stack up. And unfortunately, for every white girl trying to stay in shape, those pumpkin spice lattes are not going to help. Each cup has almost 1/4 the daily recommended caloric intake, and those calories are completely and utterly empty. Sugars and saturated fats give Starbucks that sweet and addicting flavor. However, it's that sweet and addicting flavor that is what drives customers to Starbucks rather than making coffee from their own homes. This is why Starbucks has a wide range of drink selections to appeal to their customers, making their at-home brew seem, well, dull.
If you were to have homebrewed coffee and Starbucks coffee in front of you, which would you choose?
I'd probably still choose the Starbucks.
Why is that?
I don't know, it's just better, I guess.
While they may seem it with their free Wi-Fi, their cozy and hip interiors, and their friendly and happy baristas, Starbucks is not your friendly neighborhood coffee house. It just wants more returning customers. So next time you have a craving for something sweet, bitter, and injected caffeine, you might want to think twice about that local trip to the Starbucks. This addiction is fueled by their sugary caffeine poison. Keep that in mind when ordering off of the menu.